everybody, what's good? This is the boy Coach Malachi Williams, and you are now tuned to New Media Today USA Boxing. Let's go! Alright everybody, look, I'm gonna get straight to the goddamn point. Now, I have a message from my main man, Anthony, knock him out the box, ha, ha, Joshua, ha, shake left foot. Anthony Joshua, sir, with all due respect, it's time for you to walk away. And I'm gonna tell you what I mean by walk away. Your name is being used as a political football by Tyson Fury. Your name has been used in the past as a political football by Deontay Wilder. What do I mean by that for all those who are watching this video? As you know, 2 or 3 years ago, Deontay Wilder, quote unquote, was trying to get into a fight with Anthony Joshua for the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. In regards to what side you believe, if you are an Alphabet Boy channel, we know what you're saying. Anthony Joshua was a coward. He's scared. He didn't want to fight. That's your narrative. If you are an Anthony Joshua fan, Deontay Wilder did not want to fight. He's a coward. He's scared. That's your narrative. I'm going to call it right down the middle. That's neither here nor there. We know about the 3-fight, $120 million deal that the Zone offered Deontay Wilder, and he turned it down listening to Shelley Bullwinkle. We know this, right? That's water under the bridge. I.e. now, in comes Tyson the Gypsy King Fury. Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder fought 3 years ago, right? Tyson Fury says, I'm going to come to the U.S. I see a mark that I can use for clout in order to build my notoriety back up, because I've been out of the loop in boxing for a while. Deontay Wilder saw an opportunity for him to fight someone who beat Vladimir Klitschko, a cherry pick. And he said, hey, I can knock this dude out. He's nobody. He hasn't been in boxing in 3 years. I'll take him out. He's fat, overweight. I'll take him out easy. Didn't work out that way, though. It was a draw. And then the second fight, Tyson Fury destroyed Deontay Wilder. Okay, that's neither here nor there. Then Tyson Fury went to calling out who? Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua, you got caught up in the hype. People in the UK know how Tyson Fury is. He plays head games, right? Head games means he lies. Head games means he lies, right? So he used your name to talk about fighting you, but there's no fight going down. I think you're kind of seeing this now. Tyson Fury has been saying that. Don't be surprised if he has to go fight Deontay Wilder again for the trilogy match. He told Michelle Phelps that he doesn't know if he can move on and fight you, or if he'll be legally obligated or legally have to pay a price or whatever for going on to fight you. So that should have told you right then, Anthony Joshua, that Tyson Fury cannot fight you because he had this arbitration with Deontay Wilder, right? That should have told you then. But you and Eddie Hearn still trying to pursue this fight, because Eddie Hearn wants to deliver this for you, Anthony Joshua. He wants you to become undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. And the only way you can do that, you're going to have to fight the person who has the WBC belt, right? I.e. Tyson Fury. But Tyson Fury is using your name for clout. He is what we say in the U.S., clout chasing. He's clout chasing you the way Deontay Wilder clout chased you, right? So now, what you need to do, Anthony Joshua, you are a very successful young man. I'm proud of you, of all the accomplishments that you accomplished. You have a lot of fighters you can fight. It's time for you to walk away. It's time for you to walk away. You've been getting deadline after deadline after deadline. What I want Tyson Fury to do, Team Tyson Fury, stick to your deadline and walk away. You say that you might fight Deontay Wilder, go fight Deontay Wilder, leave Anthony Joshua alone, right? This is what I say. Gypsy King, go fight Deontay Wilder, have your trilogy match. We'll see how that works out. But Anthony Joshua, I have my laptop computer here, guys. This is what I have to say for you, sir. You have plenty of options. You don't need Deontay Wilder. You don't need Tyson Fury. You've been making $80-something million in one fight, 40-something million, 50-something million. You are the highest paid heavyweight in the division. And I'm going to try to stay calm in this video. So in the WBA rankings, you have Anthony Joshua, who's the WBA super heavyweight champion of the world. This is for you, sir. You have Manuel Char, who is the Manuel Char is the champion for the WBA. I think he is the interim champion, WBA interim champion. You have Trevor Bryan, who is the regular WBA champion. And you have Robert Helenius. He is the WBA gold champion. You can fight any one of those guys and make more money than Tyson Fury and Wilder. You can fight any one of those guys. Why? Because you are the cash cow, Anthony Joshua. Remember that. You are the A, B, and C side. Remember that. You need to act like it, sir. Alexander Usyk is the #1 contender for the WBA title. You can fight him. Make a pretty penny on him. Stop him. On the WBO side, Alexander Usyk is #1. Behind him is Joe Joyce. Behind him is Joseph Parker. And behind him is Deontay Wilder, #4. And behind him is Andy Ruiz, #5. You can fight any one of those guys that you choose, any time of your liking. I don't know about Wilder. Wilder's going to be a prima donna, so let's forget Wilder. You don't have to worry about that. Remember Anthony Joshua, when Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury first hooked up 3 years ago. They had a plan to do what? They said they're going to freeze you out. And that's what they did for a little short time. Now Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury are not in love with each other anymore. They had a love affair about 3 years ago. Yeah, we got together, we fought, we froze Anthony Joshua out, and Deontay Wilder was happy because they thought they was hurting you. Tyson Fury was happy, but Tyson Fury was using Deontay Wilder the whole time. Wilder didn't realize that. Tyson Fury hustled Deontay Wilder, hustled him, built his profile up, beat him up, took his belt, and now he's trying to run away from Deontay Wilder, and he's calling out Anthony Joshua. But Tyson Fury doesn't have any intentions of fighting Anthony Joshua. He's going to have to fight Wilder again. We know he wanted to run away from Wilder for the 3rd fight, but that's okay. Now he's going to have to come back to him. So we are probably going to see, more than likely going to see, a trilogy match with Wilder and Fury. And that's a good thing. Let them go ahead and fight again. I don't know how that fight is going to turn out. You see what I'm saying? Because we don't know. It's a heavyweight division. It's a possibility that Wilder could beat Fury in the 3rd fight and knock him out. If he does that, now we have the quagmire again of the Browns bomber having the WBC championship belt, and he's going to continue to fight the bums that he's been fighting. And that's fine. If that's what he wants to do, so be it. Let him do that. My question to you, Anthony Joshua, is this. You need to walk away. Who are you going to fight next, sir? It should be Alexander Usyk, since he is the #1 contender for the WBA and the WBO title. After you dispose of him, sir, you can fight Manuel Char, WBA interim champion. You can fight Trevor Bryan, the WBA gold champion. You can fight Robert Helenius. He is the WBA gold champion, and Trevor Bryan is the WBA regular champion. Sorry about that, guys. And you also can fight Dillian White. I'm pretty sure Dillian White will fight you again. If you can beat Dillian White, Anthony Joshua, guess what? You will be the WBC interim champion as well. So you have plenty of options, Anthony Joshua. You don't need these guys. These guys at the top are only clout chasing. This is what I say to Bob Arum as well. Notice, guys, how Pulev is a top-ranked fighter. Anthony Joshua is a matchroom fighter. Pulev is a top-ranked fighter. Tyson Fury is a top-ranked fighter now in America. Notice how Anthony Joshua was easy to make a fight with Pulev, who is a top-ranked fighter, but when it comes to Tyson Fury, it's all hell break loose. You see what I'm saying? I get it. This is a massive fight. Listen, this is not the biggest fight that's ever been made in the history of boxing. It doesn't take this long for big, massive fights to happen. When two fighters want to fight each other. Tyson Fury said this very well when he fought Deontay Wilder. He said when you have two fighters that really want to fight each other, it's a fight that's easy to be made. If these two fighters, Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury, want to fight each other, why this fight is not easy to be made? It could be Bob Arum. More than likely it's Bob Arum. It also could be Eddie Hearn. It could be a combination of Frank Warren. It could be a combination of everything. But I say all that to say this, everybody. Whatever the combination is, when it comes to Anthony Joshua trying to become undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, there's always a problem. Now it's the problem with Tyson the Gypsy King Fury. Now it's the problem with, and in the past it was the problem with Wilder. Anthony Joshua, be patient, sir. Your time will come. History shall be made. If it's meant to be, God willing, history shall be made. Eventually, all chickens come home to roost. As long as you keep winning, Anthony Joshua, you're going to have those 3 belts. As long as you keep winning, you can fight Dillian White for the WBC interim championship. You can fight Trevor Bryan for the WBA regular champion. You can fight, who else we got right here? I'm looking at my laptop computer, guys. You can fight Robert Helenius for the WBA gold champion, right? You can fight Manuel Char for the WBA interim champion, right? You can fight Alexander Usyk, which is your number one contender for the WBA and WBO. You see what I'm saying? You have plenty of options. You don't need these guys. It doesn't matter. Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder need each other because the biggest money fight that they can make, they have to fight you. But they don't want to fight you. For whatever reason, there's politics, whatever. It's all kind of stuff. And Wilder's going to bring some racial element into it. All this stuff, like he always does, race bait. And then Tyson Fury just going to clout chase and use your name to try to build his profile up. But there's nothing going to happen. We know this now. We see this now. I believe this now anyways. So, this is not the bang on Wilder. This is not the bang on Fury for all you Wilder fanboys and Fury fanboys and Fury fans and Wilder fans. This is not the bang on them or any AJ fans. I say Anthony Joshua should move on because you are being used, sir, as a political football for clout chasing to build other people's profile. They talk about you, they bring your name up, and they try to get you talking, but you don't say anything. You're very quiet. You're very similar to Terrence Crawford. You really don't do interviews. You really don't talk much. The only difference between you, Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, and Terrence Crawford, you are a cash cow. You are a draw. And Terrence Crawford is not. But outside of that, you really don't do any talking. You let your fist do the talking for you in the ring. And that's what I respect about you. What I want to say is this, Anthony Joshua. You're one of my favorite fighters. I don't want you to be used as a political football for these clowns. If these clowns going to call you out and then they don't fight you, don't worry about it. Don't get frustrated. Andy Hearn, sir, sometimes you talk too much. You never should have started talking about this fight in the public. Once you started talking about this fight in the public, you created a shit show. With all due respect. That's what you did. You got a big ass mouth, Andy Hearn. You never should have said anything about this fight in the public. You should have continued to let Tyson Fury talk negative and say that, hey, I haven't seen anything. We're going to fight Wilder next, yada, 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 yada. He said that about a month and a half ago. He still hasn't moved on from Anthony Joshua. So, but I think they have moved on. I think that, you know what? Tyson Fury, just go ahead and fight Wilder again. Anthony Joshua, you guys go ahead and do your thing. You don't need him. Just go ahead and do your thing. Let them fight the trilogy out. Don't worry about that. They're not holding up anything as of late to Anthony Joshua because, hell, you're making more money than both of them combined. So we're not even worried about that. Just go ahead and fight whoever you're going to fight, Joshua. You have plenty of options. You have plenty of options. I just ran them down to you. From the WBA to the WBO and to the IBF and the WBC. You see what I'm saying? I would fight Dillian White next. Or I would fight Alexander Usyk. Those would be big money fights for you, Anthony Joshua. You will make just as much money in those fights as Fury and Wilder will make fighting their fights. They're going to have the trilogy, more than likely. This is the reality of the situation. I understand the Saudis have all this money and the Saudis is going to do this and that, A, B, C, and D. All of that sounds good, right? All of that sounds good. But as of right now, Joshua, stop letting people use your name for clout. Stop letting people clout chase your name. When they call you out, just move on and say, oh, this guy is not serious. Let me go ahead and fight my mandatory. And if they really want to fight you, Joshua, Eddie Hearn, stop running your big ass mouth because we know Bob Arum is a big liar and we know Fish Eyes Frank Warren is a liar and he's negative as hell. But big mouth ass Eddie Hearn, I got to talk to you, sir. You have to learn how to keep your mouth closed. When you made this fight happen with Canelo Alvarez and Billy Joe Saunders, nobody heard anything about it. We only knew about the fight after the Canelo Alvarez fight against Yildirim right here in Miami Gardens, Florida, at the Hard Rock Stadium. When you announced it right there in the ring, this is how big fights is supposed to be made. All of this public relations, social media stuff, you need to cut it out, Eddie Hearn. Because what happened is this. They're using your name and they're dirtying up Anthony Joshua's name to make it seem like Anthony Joshua is scared. He's a coward. You see, they don't want it. They're doing this and doing that. You're falling into the head games. You're falling into the lies. Leave Tyson Fury ass alone. Let him do what he's going to do. Let him talk trash. Let him kiss men in the mouth. Let him go fight Deontay Wilder. That's what Tyson Fury does. Let him go do that. If he calls your name out, don't even pay him any attention. Because we know what's going on. We see what's going on. Stop letting people clout chase you. I would have thought Anthony Joshua, I would have thought Eddie Hearn, that you guys would have learned from what happened with the Wilder situation. But apparently you didn't learn, right? You didn't learn. So, Eddie Hearn, I get it. You are a promoter. You are trying to do the best you can for your client, Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua, I know that you want to become undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, but you have to take this into consideration. These guys do not want to fight you. They are using your name for clout. So I hope you understand this. Eventually, you will become undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. You are the cash cow. All roads gonna lead to you. The chickens will come home to roost. I promise you. But next time, this is my suggestion. Next time, Eddie Hearn. Next time, Anthony Joshua. When these quote-unquote other big fish in the heavyweight division call your name out and say they want to fight you, what you do is this. You sit back, don't do anything. You let their promotional companies put all the money up. You let their promotional companies try to make the fight happen. You let them do that. You don't do anything, Eddie Hearn. Say, yeah, if you want to fight us, these are our terms. Send them a term sheet. This is what it's going to take to make this fight happen. Let us know if you're serious. Other than that, we are not going to waste time. We are not going to get into engage in anything as relates to you guys. You guys do all of the work. Let's show me that you guys are serious. But in the meantime, we're getting ready to fight someone else. And if you are serious, then we'll see if that happens. Other than that, I'm not saying anything. And that if I was you, Eddie Hearn, I would do a press conference stating that. Say from this point forward, when it comes to this fighter or this fighter, if you guys ever later on down the line want to fight us, here's going to be our terms. This is what it's going to be on. You guys show us that you want to fight. We are not getting involved and engaged in anything anymore. What you need to do, Eddie Hearn, is sit back like Fish Eyes Frank Warren is doing and old ass Bob Arum is doing. They're sitting back letting you do all of the work on this fight. So next time when these fools roll around again and go to holler talking about, oh, we want to fight you, we want to fight you, use a coward, use a chicken, doing all this stuff there. All of these antics in order to get your attention, I will ignore their ass. We know Tyson Fury is BSing around. We know Deontay Wilder BS'd around in the past. We know this. So don't even worry about that Joshua. I love Anthony Joshua for the simple fact that he does what he says he's going to do. He does what he says he's going to do. You see what I'm saying? He bounced back from a loss against Andy Ruiz, beat his ass, sent Andy Ruiz back into depression. Now Andy Ruiz is saved now. He says he's in the church. He says he's committed. That's what an ass whooping does to you. Ass whooping makes you find religion. And there's nothing wrong with that, Andy Ruiz. I wish you much success, sir. You don't look like a sumo wrestler anymore. You lost a lot of weight. And that's a good thing, right? So I'm glad Andy Ruiz is back on track. Andy Ruiz wants to fight Deontay Wilder, not Deontay Wilder, but Anthony Joshua again. Do you want to know why? Because that was the biggest payday of his life. So who doesn't want to fight Anthony Joshua? All I'm saying is this here Joshua. And I'm being calm in this video. I'm not really rowdy and riled up like I normally would be. I'm saying all that to say this, Anthony Joshua. Just focus on fighting who you have. Let's read this again, guys. These are Anthony Joshua's options. For the WBA, he has Alexander Usyk, who is the #1 contender for his WBA Super Heavyweight Championship belt. Alexander Usyk is the #1 contender for the WBO strap. Go ahead and fight Alexander Usyk. That's going to be easy work for you, Anthony Joshua. That's going to be easy work for you. I promise you that. I'm pretty sure of that. All you Alexander Usyk fans, if you get offended by what I'm saying right here, I do apologize, but I feel like he is going to be easy work for Anthony Joshua. So let's go ahead and get that fight out the way. And then once you get that fight out the way, and for the WBO, you'll have Joe Joyce that's up next. You can fight Joe Joyce, Big Joe Joyce. You see what I'm saying? For the WBO, you got #3, you got Joseph Parker. You can fight him again. You see what I'm saying? That'll be a good one. For the IBF, there's no one that's #1. #2, you can fight Charles Martin. You can fight Michael Hunter. Or you can fight Usyk again, right? Usyk is down there for #3, right? Or if you go to the WBA, you can fight Manuel Char, who is the interim champion over there for the WBA. You can fight Trevor Bryan, who is the regular champion for the WBA. And you can fight Robert Helenius, who is the WBA gold champion. Or you can fight Dillian White, who is the WBC interim champion. You see what I'm saying? So you have several options, Anthony Joshua. And you're going to make more money fighting any one of those guys than Tyson Fury or Wilder makes anyways. And these fights will be very easy to be made. You're not going to have the difficulties that you're having with the Tyson Fury fight. You're not going to have the difficulties that you had with the Deontay Wilder fight. Leave it alone. Walk away, Anthony Joshua. Just walk away, sir. That's my advice to you. You see what I'm saying? Stop allowing people to clout chase your name and use you to build their profile up. Because that's all that's going on. There's a whole lot of pump faking. Excuse me, guys. Whole lot of pump faking going on, but ain't no action. And at the end of the day, when the fight doesn't happen, they're going to say it's your fault. It's never their fault. No one is going to accept responsibility for their actions. It's always your fault. It's Joshua's fault. Listen, when people hate you, Anthony Joshua, there's nothing that you can do to make them like you. The Deontay Wilder fans and fanboys, they hate you, Anthony Joshua. There's nothing you can do to make them like you. And now those same fanboys hate Fury because Fury beat their king, made him start twerking, took his belt, and now Fury is trying not to fight Mr. Wakanda, Mr. Fake Black Panther himself, Deontay Wilder. So since that's going on, now they hate Fury and they hate Joshua. But even though they hate Fury and Joshua, they hate Joshua even more. Because once they found out that the thought of Tyson Fury fighting Anthony Joshua, these same fools who hate Tyson Fury, who said that Tyson Fury cheated their king, now they are rooting for Tyson Fury to beat Anthony Joshua. How do you figure that? You know what I mean? You would think that they would say, man, we root for Anthony Joshua to beat Tyson Fury because Tyson Fury cheated our king in Wakanda last year. No. This is how much they hate Tyson Fury. This is how much they hate Anthony Joshua. You have two groups that hate you, sir. You have the Fury fans and you have the Wilder fans. But don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Joshua, focus on just continue the boxing, clean up your side of the street, sir. And that's all you have to do. Stop being a fool and allowing other people to clout chase your name. Don't go into any negotiations, Eddie Hearn. I know that's your job, sir. Your job is to make these fights happen. So I can't tell you how to do your job, Eddie Hearn. But I want you to understand, sir, you run your mouth too much. You never come out in public. You're never going to win a public relations war with a bunch of haters. You're never going to win that war. You're never going to win the public relations war on the internet, on the YouTube. You're not going to win it because you have too many people who don't like you versus like you. So no matter what you say, they're going to say you're lying, you're a liar, and you do lie, Eddie Hearn. You do lie because you said this fight was signed, sealed, and delivered, and it wasn't. But don't worry about that. Even though Tyson Fury shot a video saying that, hey, everything looks good, I got 5 massive offers, yada, 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 yada. But evidently, there's a lot of T's and I's that still need to be crossed and dotted. But don't worry about that. Fury, go ahead and fight Wilder. It's not like you have a choice anyways. So go ahead and fight Wilder. And Anthony Joshua, focus on doing you. Okay, baby boy? I want to make this video very calm and light. I don't want to get too rowdy because some guys say, well, why he's yelling, why he's doing this. All you guys who say I yell in my videos, if you don't like me yelling, don't watch my videos. It's simple. You see what I'm saying? But other than that, man, y'all please like, share this video. Like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Once again, it's the boy, Coach Malachi Williams, representing for New Media Today.